Thanks first of all for being here. It's such a pleasure to see how many people get involved in this event. I want to first of all welcome our guests. So Stefania Schreier from Books Advertising, Julia Valentina, content creator, and Professor Paolo Cillo will moderate our event. Before starting our event, I will be composing this way. There will be an introduction of Professor Cillo on the topic, then there will be a presentation by Stefania on Pulse, and then Julia will give us her point of view on the topic in her, let's say, position. Before doing this, I just want to spend a few words, me and the other guys there from the SMS and from eClub, on our association. I don't know if you know what eClub is or what the SMS is, but I'll try to give you a few hints about what we are. So we as eClub, we are an association, open association, and we try to pull together people that are passionate about entrepreneurship, that has their own startup or they even are just passionate about it and they want to know more. And we try to do three things that you can find on the lower part of our logo, which are learn, network, build. So we do three types of events, not only two. Big events like this one, so to learn. Smaller ones, maybe networking aperitivo, in order to network, of course. And last thing, build. So we try to create an environment that is safe in order to try and to create your own ideas and to bring them to reality, such as an event like this. Now we'll leave space to the other guys that co-organize this event with us, and I'll leave them the stage. Yeah.
Thank you, Filippo. Oh, great.
Thank you, Filippo. I'm Alessia, President of the SMS, and this is Mattia, Director of Events. And first and foremost, I want to thank Filippo and all of the guests and amazing hosts here for allowing us to organize this event. I'm so happy to see that so many of you are here today. So I want to talk like a brief 30 seconds about the SMS. The SMS is an association that nurtures creativity and passion, specifically in marketing. But first, we are a family. So we try to nurture relationships with people, and if we can organize events like this and have a consultants department to try to give some help to startups or small enterprises. But without further ado, I want to give the stage to Mattia.
Hello everybody, you are so many, so thank you so much. I would like first of all to thank Filippo and all the eClub to collaborate with us. It's been such a very stimulating and nice experience. I would also to thank our two guests, Julia and Stefania, and Professor Cillo. And then I really would like also to, I'm going to be very quick. This is my last event as director of the SMS, and I would like to thank my beautiful team that has been not only a part of an association and a group of simple associated, but it has been a part of family and a part of friends. And then finally, last but not least, my president. I say also that it's not been only the president, but it's also best friend. Thank you and enjoy it.
Okay, good evening everyone. So I'm so happy that two associations put together this nice event, and I'm happy to be here tonight. Thank you for inviting me for moderating. So I don't want to take time from our guests because, of course, there's much more interesting things on board. I have to say, I just want to make a very brief introduction about the topic because I don't know, many of you might be very familiar with it, but many of you might not. So just to put like the things in perspective. So influencer marketing is a recent, let's say, a phenomenon within marketing that has been possible, introduced thanks to the rise of social media. So what social media have done, they basically democratized information, taking away power from traditional institutions and giving power to individuals that were able to actually define the messages, the content and the information they wanted to provide to anyone who was interested in having this kind of information. So the idea of influencer marketing has been basically putting these into a framework, trying to put together people, companies that want like to deliver a certain message to specific consumers. Companies like Pulse that we'll talk in a bit, that basically tend to gather these key leaders, key individuals, that is Julia, that is in the center basically, that is trying to provide messages to a larger audience, and in particular messages that are somehow targeted to the right audience. So as you know, I mean, Julia has a huge group of followers that like her, and maybe they don't like our influencers. So even if we can eventually select many people who want to follow on our social media, at the end we select those that we are interested in more, because basically they are fitting and matching what are our interests, our lifestyle, and we like the things they talk about basically. So this is more or less like what are we going to talk tonight. And the beauty of this event is that we have two voices. So on the one side we have Stefania, that is representing Pulse, that is an influencer marketing agency. And then we have Julia instead, that is on the other side, and that is the one that spreads the message that companies want to actually use to target their consumers. So I will leave now, first of all, we are organized like this very simply. I will leave the stage to Stefania, who will make an introduction on Pulse. That is also like a nice, very nice place to work also for students like you that are interested in these topics. And then I'm going to interview Julia and Stefania at the same time. I'm going to do like a sort of trio in a very vibrant way. And then I will leave a lot of time for you for questions that I'm sure we will have for our guests. So I leave the stage to Stefania. Stefania Vesciani is responsible marketing director of Pulse, and we will make an introduction.
Okay, so today I'm probably going to talk about the boring stuff, while Julia's going to talk about the fun stuff for this job. So I'm Stefania. I graduated in 2015 here in Bocconi, and I'm now managing director of Pulse, especially with Pulse Advertising. Pulse is an influencer marketing agency, so what we do, we work with influencers, and we are divided in two different agencies. So one is Pulse Advertising, which is an influencer marketing agency, communication agency, and Pulse Management, which is a talent management agency, and who represents certain talents in different markets. Okay. So we are an international marketing agency. We have offices in Milan, London, Hamburg, in Germany, New York, and Los Angeles. We are a pretty young agency, let's say, because we have been founded 4 or 5 years ago, and the average age in our agency is, I would say, 25, which I believe it also makes sense because of the topic. These are some of the clients we've been working with during the last years. So it goes many different clients from, of course, fashion and beauty to automotive, technology, and many other fields. So as I said, and I'm going to go very fast on this, so what I really want to do today, I want to show you how influencer marketing works and how do we plan campaigns. But as I said, we're an influencer marketing agency from the Pulse advertising side and then from the Pulse management side. If you're interested, you can also go on the website and look a little bit more through it to understand better what we do, and also if you want to apply. So what is influencer marketing? So first of all, what I believe we all agree is that influencer marketing is a form of marketing. So it's not something kind of trial and error, but it's something you have to plan in a very specific and structured way. And it focuses on key leaders. And when we talk about key leaders, we talk about people who has a special influence in a specific target, who has a specific power to actually change consumers' beliefs or change their taste or inspire them. And what do we do with these influencers? We hire them, we inspire them, and we pay them to work with us. Which just means that being an influencer or a content creator, it's a real job, it's a real profession, as well as being an influencer marketing agency. And we are very strong with this. So we hear many times, oh, influencer, that's not a job. That's not true, because actually, how you will see also later, every influencer marketing campaign is very well planned and structured. So there's a lot of thoughts behind it, there's a lot of strategy. So to give you an idea of how influencer marketing works, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to show you a little bit how we work in general. So let's say we usually have a client that want us to launch a new product or to enter a new market, and they're asking for us for ideas. They give us a brief, they give us, this is our product, this is our positioning, this is our brand, what should we do? We want to work with influencers. So what we do, we basically follow this path. So from actually trying to understand what the brand is, what the brand stands for, we go through campaign design, KPI definition, and influencer selection, which is basically the most important part of an influencer marketing campaign. And then we run the campaign. Most of the time we also design and create it, because as we know, most of the time we don't want to see an advertising that is true, let's say, I would say in Italian, I would say marchettata, I don't know how to say it in English, but that's not what we want to see. We want to see something a little more creative. That's why influencer marketing agencies need to be creative, and that's why creators need to be creative. And then, of course, we run a campaign, and then we do the reporting. So to give you an idea, this is a brand, I cannot disclose the name, but maybe you'll see it later. This is a brand we're working with at the moment, and what they want to do, they want to refresh their positioning, their clothing brand, mainly targeting women in the different markets in Europe. And they want to reposition the brand, and they want to boost awareness in this market. So they came to us, and they're like, okay guys, these are our goals, and also we want to target this kind of people. So women between 18 and 35, 34 years old, and from Germany, Austria, and Italy. And we want to work on Instagram, because at the moment we see Instagram is the channel who's mostly the main channel we use, so we want to work on Instagram. Then I'm just going to go through the most important steps of the campaign. So what do? First of all, we have to select the influencers. I would say this is the most difficult step, because first of all, we don't know all the influencers in the market, and how do we select these people? The first thing that we do is like, okay, we have these 3 different markets, so this will be the market we're going to look into to find the influencers. And as well as depending on the budget that we have, the structure that we want to give to the campaign, we're going to decide, okay, we're going to work with ambassadors, we're going to go for micro-influencer, for small, medium influencer. So we usually suggest a different kind of structure. In this case, especially, we decided to work with one ambassador and then different kind of influencer to try to cover the different markets. And this part is extremely important. So when we go and when we run an influencer marketing campaign, we need to be sure we are targeting the right target. So what we do is we analyze the target and the audience of each influencer. So this is, for example, the target that this brand wants to reach. So it's mainly female, of course, that's the age, and that's the geography. So 45% needs to be from Germany, 30% from Austria, and then from Italy. So what do? If we want to spend the money of the brand in the best way possible, we will try to find influencer with this target group, with this age, and of course this gender. This is what we do then. So we have decided to select several influencers, and we go through their analytics. So we go through the target audience they're talking to, where they are located, and if they're female, male, etc. This is a very simplified version, but just to give you an idea how important it is not only that we like the influencer, not only that the brand likes the influencer, but also that the influencer is talking to the right market. Then another thing that we do, we call it profile health check. So this is an example of a fake influencer. I mean, she does exist for real, but this is not her real numbers. So she has 209,000 Instagram followers. And we know that only 56% of her followers are active, which means when she posts an Instagram post, only 56% of the audience is actually seeing the post, which is quite good actually. And then she has 20% real engagement. We define engagement as the number of interaction or action that you can do on a content, like, comments, etc., or save the post. And we divide that number for the number of people who actually saw the content. And this is 20%, is actually pretty good. So these are the kind of information that we share with the brand. At the same time, we have a budget, of course. Different campaigns have different budgets, different clients have different budgets. So what do? We need to be sure that the influencers that we are selecting are in that budget. For example, this influencer, this is very simplified version because of course it's not all like this. But she's able to reach, as we said, almost 50% of her audience. So for that, she charged 1,500 euros. And then what do? We calculate this, and if you're going to work in PR or advertising or influencer marketing in the future, you're going to see this CPM many, many times. This is called CPM, and it means cost per mil. It means how much you pay to reach 1,000 people. In this case, it's 14 euros, which is fine, which is okay number. This is the less, let's say, exciting part of influencer marketing, but it's what we have to do as an agency when we justify certain choices and certain budgets to our clients. Another thing that's extremely important is not only the numbers, but also how the profile looks like. What's the personality of this person? Is this person creative or not? For example, for this brand, this is the kind of influencer that we selected. So they have a specific image, they partner with specific brands. And so from a qualitative point of view, they have a specific image that is aligned with the brand. So let's say numbers are extremely important for us, but at the same time, it's very important that these people actually are creative and also are aligned with the brand we are working with. Let's say if we are running a campaign for Prada, we are not going to choose the same influencer that if we are running a campaign for Primark. What do? Then we usually develop a creative concept. In this case, the creative concept is a very, let's say, simplified version of the creative concept. So we work on an hashtag, we work on how the post will look like, and we talk with the influencers. Because most of the time, the influencers are creatives. So they know what's best for the profiles, they know what's best, what they can do, and the kind of content they can produce. So we develop internally a creative concept, but then we share it with the influencers in order to get their feedback. This is, for example, some of the content from the campaign. As you can see, they're very different from each other. So yeah, we gave certain guidelines, but at the end, it's the influencer, the content creator. That's why it's also important for us as an agency sometimes to explain to brands that's not possible to do all the time what they ask. Because we've been working with so many brands that ask us the most weird thing, or I want the influencer just to carry my product like this, and I want the brand to be very visible, and I don't care about anything else. Of course, that's not going to work. So that's why it's important to leave freedom to the creators. Another thing that's extremely important when we provide a campaign is the forecast of the campaign. I'm not going to go into all the numbers, but this is just to make you understand how much numbers are important in influencer marketing. So at the end, when we go to a brand, and it's like, this is the idea that we have, this is the creators we want to involve in this campaign, they're going to be like, okay, fine, but show me the numbers. Show me how many people we're going to reach. Show me how many people are going to interact with my content. In some cases, they're like, show me how many people are going to buy from this influencer. So, does it work? Did it work in this case? Yes. It's very important to be able to understand that certain things you can track and certain things you can. For example, here there's a couple of campaigns that we ran last year for different brands. This is a campaign that we ran for Coca, which is a clothing brand. And their goal was mainly to create traffic to their Instagram page. So at the end, we had 8 million impressions, 120k interaction, blah blah. And then we had a follower growth on the brand that was more than 10%. So in this case, it worked. And in this case, that was the main goal. In this other campaign, this is a campaign that we run last summer, I think with Tinder. In this case, the main goal of the campaign was to increase the download of the app. So we created a campaign. It was a 2-day event. I think the hashtag was Match Me on Pizza. So it was 2-day event, 16 influencers were basically partying on the road with pizza and creating content. And we increased the download for 5% during only those 2 days in the entire Germany, which is a big number. So in this case, it worked again, but this is because we were very clear from the beginning on which KPIs we will attract and how we will attract them. Most of the time, and sometimes the tricky part, is to understand if it works in terms of revenues and in terms of how much I sell, which is very difficult for us as an agency to track, and also it's very difficult to explain brands that sometimes they cannot expect this media to work 100 times better than other media they've been using for years. Let's think about TV or print, which are not working that much anymore. So it's definitely a very interesting profession, and I believe you also meet very interesting people, and you get to know, and you get to work on very interesting campaigns. And you have this double phase. One part is you need to take care of the relationship with the influencers. You need to understand that they are creators, but at the same time, you need to understand the brand and try to provide them with as many data and as much number as you can. Thank you.
Okay, so before we press some questions to find, let me put Julia in the. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how it all started. So how did you decide, like, you woke up a day and said, I will be an influencer, I want to use social media to talk to people?
Okay, perfect. Hi everyone, thanks for coming. Always a bit nervous at the beginning, so, excuse me for that. So I think that people that do this job initially, they've always had a creative drive. So since I was young, I've written my diary, I did a bunch of videos, I always tried to communicate and to kind of, show off my creative side. So I think that kind of comes naturally when you are a creator and when you are creative. It just really comes naturally. So I think that the best thing in this case is to put out the most content you can. And that's kind of what you really automatically want to do because you love sharing and you love having feedback from people. So that's what I did. I was writing on Grazia and I was posting a lot on my Instagram and I got a lot of feedback and I think that I was maybe showing something that was missing in that moment. So my followers started growing. But it wasn't really like my final goal was to become an influencer, or was to work on Instagram. When I finished my last year of university, I didn't think that Instagram was going to be my job at all. I thought, let's go and find a real job, because I don't even feel sometimes people tell you it's not a real job, so you start thinking it's not a real job, but it's like a real job. So when I was done with university, I started looking for a job, and then I realized that companies were emailing me and they wanted to collaborate with me, and that kind of made me realize that there was value in my creativity, and it was worth money, and it was worth, time. So.
That's interesting. We will get back to the point of the job because it's important that you probably explain. Why don't you do that now? I mean, you said very clearly. I mean, it is a job because there is a lot of effort. You cannot decide the day that you take a day off. Yeah, but at the end, you need somehow to keep the people somehow. You need to feed them, right? So with curiosity, and so giving them something.
Yeah.
So I don't know what how is your day like?
So when I explain it to maybe my parents, when I explain it to my parents or my family, it was my grandma, she didn't get it. My family in Sicily, they're from a really small place, so sometimes they're like, Julia, we know this lawyer in Milan, he can help you find a job. Anyways, I tell them that my Instagram is like a magazine. So I create content. Well, it's more pictures than writing, but I think writing is a big part of my Instagram. My captions are a very strong part of what I do. And, so they're, as any magazine, there's content that you do to entertain people, to inform people, and then there's sponsored content that you get paid for, and it's also cool, because people have a tendency of thinking that sponsored content and advertisement, I think you maybe perceive this too, is negative. People are like, oh, these my kid, it's cool, people want to buy stuff, people love stuff. I love advertisement. I follow pages that show advertisement because it's interesting, it's creative when it's done in a proper way. So that's how it is. It's like a magazine. So during the day, I will research for stuff that I want to talk about. I will watch other stuff. I will, fuel myself with information that then I will either write down, and then during the week I will say some stories. Maybe I'll say, on Wednesday I'll talk about this, and I'll just write it down. So it's like a magazine. And my day is that, and then talking to my agency that represents me. And, they tell me this new client came in and they want to do this product, they want you to promote this product. How are we going to do it? Do you want to do it at all? Like that.
So it's interesting that you mentioned the thing, really not everyone knows about, the fact that you need to, when at the beginning the influencer marketing started, basically there was no rule. So everyone could post whatever he or she wanted without any control. So this meant that you could actually get money and push a product somehow without consumers knowing that was advertising. Now, as you notice, there are advertising under the tag, under the post.
Do you want to know something funny? I feel like a lot of young followers think that AD means adventure. It means something else. They don't think it means advertising. They're like, AD, because I see it in their posts, a 12-year-old, I don't know, with his friend, and it says ADV, and I'm like, I don't think so. That's not ADV.
I'm sure that they are much more skilled, but I wanted to make it clear that this is something that just came later. Yeah. Because at the beginning it was some jungle where everyone could push whatever they wanted. But I think you've got an important point that is related to how do you select, because as I mentioned at the beginning, the beauty of this kind of way of doing marketing is the democratization of marketing. So I don't have to look at the advertising that is in the magazine that I am looking at, but I can choose what to look at. And so, how, there's a fine line between this idea of authenticity of a person like you, and then, like pushing the products. That's something that you need to do at the same time. So how do you keep this fine line? Because it's really like tricky.
I mean, your followers really know you well, so you can't really trick them too much. So when you're picking a product, you really are responsible, for that product and for letting them know that you're using it. So when I pick a product, I try my best to select like products that I would actually use, because the most powerful thing I have is their trust and being real and honest. That's super powerful. It's more powerful than numbers. That's why micro-influencers are so strong, because when they're smaller, they have, the trust of their followers. So, there's one way of promoting a product where I'm talking to my followers on my Instagram stories and I'm telling them I'm using this and I love it. Then there's another way where I am just in an ad. So, for example, my latest post is me on a Nivea video, like an advertisement for Nivea, and that's an ad, so my followers perceive it as Julia was picked to be on this ad, and, of course, I like the product still, but it's not me saying, guys, I love this, I'm buying it, it's me being on that. So that kind of relieves me of a bit of the responsibility, I think.
But transparent.
Yeah, I prefer that. I prefer being transparent than faking it. But for sure, if you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If I'm gonna tell my followers to buy a crappy product and they buy it and they hate it, next time they won't trust me, they won't buy it, my value will go down, she won't hire me, and I'm gonna have to find a real job. I'm sorry. I'm fine where I am. Yeah, I have a strong motivation. No, I'm kidding. But of course, trust is so important, and there's no one project that is big enough for me to, overlook that, for sure.
Right. And I just wanted to also ask Stefania's view in the sense that how do you actually, you talk about the matching between the brand essence or what the brand wants, the message the brands want to deliver, and the identification of the micro-influencers that might match best. So how do you do that? Do you use it's a qualitative assessment, or you look also to each data and into overlaps between, the brand,
both. Nowadays we have tools that can actually tell us, for example, if one influencer in the last 6 months worked with brand ABC, so then we know, okay, if you've been working with H&M and Zara, okay, maybe you're not the best choice for, Ferragamo. But at the same time, it's also qualitative, because you need to look and you need to know the influencers, and you need to look at their feed, you need to look at their content, and that's something that no tool can do. Let's say someone is looking for powerful influencers with a tool from Germany in Italy. Maybe they will find someone who's 1 million, but they don't know, for example, that maybe Julia has much bigger impact on the Italian followers. So it's something you have to do also if you know the market, if you know the influencers, and if you follow them. So half of our team is influencer freak. So.
And so you explain also how she has fun by working, but also in that case it's a real job because they need to work with number at the end. Is what the companies look for.
But she said something interesting. Everything was interesting, but some stuff that I was thinking. A lot of brands still they look at the number and they don't care if you have 20% women following you or 80% men. They still want the influencer with 2 million people following them because they just really are focused on that. So and it takes a lot of money and manpower to do what they're doing, to go through the profiles and follow them and be able to trust them, because once the influencer has your product and she's talking about it, your image of the company is represented person that maybe in like the stories that come after that is gonna do the stupidest thing, and I don't want to buy a product that is promoted by someone I think is stupid. So
That's true. That's very true.
you know what's funny? I started buying less stuff since I follow people on Instagram. Like I stopped buying some stuff because I saw it on some people and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be like that. So I just like stopped buying it.
It's the power.
It's the power, and that's why it's dangerous, and it's right to like pick the right people.
Yes, and because this is also what she was saying before. So what Sarai was saying before, I cannot tell Julia, you need to take the product like that or like that. I mean, when you're doing advertising, you have a shooting, and so everything is perfect because everything is under control. But if you give the product or the brand in the hands of the influencer at the end, you are trusting the person, and the person can do whatever she or he wants with your product. So at that point, the selection part is super important because really, it can really ruin a brand. I mean, if it goes in the wrong hands and it's associated with the wrong image. The other thing I was thinking is how much it has changed. I mean, so we know and we say that the world is not complex, it's it's faster, velocity is actually like coming to a point that is uncontrollable for most of us in our lives. So how much change have you seen in the past, say, 2 months or in the last year into the job and into the influencer marketing activities?
For sure, like the final consumer is more aware and educated every day more, but that's in every business, even in the supermarket, people know what they're buying. So they see through advertisement, and that's why it's important. As you said before, you could kind of pretend you weren't doing advertisement, now people see through it right away, which is a bit annoying because sometimes I maybe want to talk about something that I really like, and I don't want it to be perceived as advertisement, and people are like, oh, are they paying you to say this? It's like, no, it's my honest opinion, but so that's for sure. So the final consumer is really educated, really on top of everything. And you need to surprise them more. You need to be like a step in front of everyone else because they have access to everything. So you have to just always be in front of them. That's challenging.
Yeah, that's very
And brands are giving you more freedom. That's for sure. I think that what you said earlier about seeing an influencer as a creative person is relatively new, maybe just the past few years maximum. I would say just past year, because before I would literally get projects that said, we want a picture of Julia like this, and this is what she has to write. And I would say, ciao ragazze, come è stato? Ho trovato questa cosa super conveniente. And I'm like, wow, I super don't care. Like, I'm not talking about convenience on my Instagram. I'm not the catalog della Lidl, So it's like, and you would see girls on private planes, and then being like, oh, this is super convenient. It's like, wow, what convenient lifestyle you have. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, brands are giving us more freedom, and they're seeing us not as models, but as I'm paying you for your creativity and your public, not to be a model. If you want to pay me as a model, fine, but it's different, So they're getting that. That's smart, and it's working. And if I tell them this is going to work better, they're going to be like, okay, let's try it like that. If they tell me oh no, we want to do it our way, they might not do it in the end.
Right. So one important thing is that this shows clearly that you need to have competence that go beyond being nice and good looking. We know that there are much more than that, and we know that you also have a bachelor degree in economics, so for sure you have competence behind you. But how much have you had to invest over time? Because of this fluency in this kind of role that you have, clearly every day you're asked to add something different. And so sometimes you might ask people for help, like agencies or managers or other people that might help you, but other times you need to do that yourself. So how do you grow in this role? So where do you find like, the feeling that helps you like become leader?
Like my agency is a great support, but in the creative side, it's like being a writer, I think. Like writers, talk with each other and they discuss stuff and they watch, I don't know, TV series, they read other books, you find your creativity from your life. So from a creative point of view, I really just binge watch American comedy. I read stuff. I travel. If I want to create a content and I think it's interesting, one thing I did, I met this lady with a van just on my street, and she said, well, I'm an artist, I travel and I sleep in my van, and I said, okay, let's do this, let's go together 3 weeks for a week and I'll sleep in your van. And that was content for me, and it was a life experience for me, but it was great content for who followed me, and just showing something new, So stuff happens like that. And my agency is a great help if I need, specific things with some projects, but for sure, I don't think, maybe some influencers ask their agencies, like, oh, help me, what can I do? But I think they're more of the support, technical support, sometimes also creative, but not so much. You live your life and you have a natural way of communicating that it's easy. I don't sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what to talk about, but other times
You as well. Okay.
yeah, so I look at stuff I wrote here and I'm like, I'll talk about this. This is a great idea.
Oh, so you're writing about your next stories when you
Yeah, I'll do that too. Yeah. So if I'm out of ideas, I'll just open it up. But yeah.
Okay. So one thing that Stefania mentioned that has to do with numbers, right? So how can you commit to specific targets in terms of KPIs with companies and then ask the influencer somehow to plan together a strategy that can reach that outcome? So how does it work? I mean, do you commit to something very specific? Because I assume that when companies do investments, especially in times in which growth is not necessarily there, and they are very concerned about every single penny. So,
Well, we commit on things we can commit. So, for example, we don't commit on sales because that's very difficult, and it totally changes from one post to the other, from one influencer to the other, so it's very difficult to plan. So we do commit on social media KPIs, so engagement, impressions, reach, number of content. That's something that we know because we usually have a communication with the influencers, so the influencer shared with us, okay, this is our usual numbers. And we commit in terms of, okay, you're going to reach this number of people in this market, and maybe we can sometimes forecast, okay, so you're doing this kind of content, this kind of people are going to be reached, and this percentage is going to go to your website, let's say. But it's very difficult from, let's say, to your website to tell you, okay, 100 people are going to buy it, because there's so many other variables that it's very difficult to do. So I think this is the main struggle for us as an agency, to make brands understand that there's a huge value, even though sometimes it's very difficult to track.
Do you think that there are some influencers that are better at sales and other influencers that are better at positioning the product, differently, like the perception of the product? Let's say Florida did a great, going up the scale, being positioned higher. And are companies looking for both of these things? Does one of these things have more value than the other? Like, is it sales or is it positioning?
Yeah, definitely. There are influencers that are better at converting, so increasing sales, and others that are better at positioning the brand. So the most important thing is that when we talk to the brand at the beginning, we try to understand, okay, you want to go for, let's say, awareness or positioning, or you want to go for sales. And some kind of brands, they kind of choose, If you're Chanel, you can, but sometimes the people who convert the most are the ones from TV, and let's say from trashy TV shows. So if you're Chanel, maybe you don't want to work with people who are good in what they do because they convert a lot, because they have a very engaged audience, but they don't position you in a very high level. So, yeah, exactly. So sometimes we choose influencers, for example, the campaign that I showed, we chose some influencers that, yeah, they're not, at least as far as we know, they're not huge in converting sales, but they have a very precise positioning.
I agree. I think there's a lot of value in positioning long term in some companies, so focus on it, yeah.
Just a curiosity, what is it for? So, do you have contracts that somehow bind the influencer? So, let's say I'm Chanel, so I ask Julia to make an advertising for me, and then I say, okay, Julia, for the next, I don't know, 6 months, you cannot partner with any other.
Yes, but you have to pay for it.
Okay. There is a place for everything.
Yeah, of course we do that, but what we would recommend as an agency is, first of all, because you save money, but also if you want to build a relationship with an influencer, you can partner with that influencer many times, so maybe invest on that influencer, then you don't need to pay for exclusivity, because this influencer is going to be aware that if it still works with you, if it keeps working well with you, then you probably want to pay it back somehow, or her back. So that's what we suggest. Also because when you pay exclusivity like 6 months, you pay a lot of money, and then maybe 6 months plus 1 day, there's another brand.
Okay.
I mean, at the beginning, when I started working, there was a lot more of the exclusivity in the contracts. Now, if the brand picks me, they trust me, and they know that I'm not going to go to another brand that does the same product the next day, because we're building a relationship. And, you know, if you're smart and you want to work in this world, this, like, you should, like, behave properly. So there's no need to pay me to not do a competitor advertisement, because if I want to build a relationship with you, I won't. So.
Okay. And there's a lot of talking about influencers, and
Also because it's important to be, believable with your audience. And if I'm promoting this deodorant, and after a week I'm promoting another deodorant, my public is going to be like, Julia, I just spent 12 euros on that thing, and now you're telling me that I have to spend another 12 euros on the other one? Like, which one is it, you know? So more, other than being correct, like, you know, proper and like behaving properly towards the brand, is also towards your public, who's going to be like, I'm not going to buy like a different deodorant every week because you switch, you know, so there's no need to pay for that.
yes, that makes sense.
Fine, sometimes you see influencers switching from one car to the other, and it's like, how's that possible? You know, they're promoting one brand and then they're promoting another brand. We don't switch car every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Some products you can, some products you can't.
Right. So, one person, and then I started giving the stage to the audience because I don't want to like repeat. I forgot. This is what are brands you like? You know, I would say if there are some kind of elements that you can trace in your collaboration with different brands. So are there like brands you like more than others, and what are the reasons? So do you have like a sort of blacklist or whitelist?
Well, you know, my blacklist is full of people, not brands, really. Also brands, but it's because, you know, it's a job with a lot of people, and, you know, if I don't like someone, or she probably hates some influencers, you don't want to work with them, and I don't like some people that work in some agencies or for some brands, because they don't give me space, they don't give me creativity, so I'm like, I don't want to work with you. But then there are some brands that are in contrast with maybe some of my values, or, you know, just my storytelling, or a bunch of other things, so of course I can't work with them, because I won't be believable, and I lose trust.
So yeah, there are some, and there are, for example, my profile, I try to be kind of positioned very high, and then sometimes I like to lower that so that I can be more accessible to maybe everyone that wants to buy something, that I'm promoting. But I did a collaboration with this brand, that's Pane Morato. It's like a brand, And it started out not as a collaboration. I just was so bored of talking about beauty products. I was like, you know what, this product is the best. Because I loved it, And they couldn't believe it because Pane Morato has a probably hard time promoting their stuff on Instagram. Right. So they were super excited, and they invited me to go see their company and where they make the bread. And I had dinner with Mr. Morato, which was super awkward. I felt like I was on a date. I was like, this man. Anyways, that was awkward. He was amazing. I'm kidding. But that everybody loved it because I really loved the product, and it didn't start off as EDP. It started off just as a joke, really. So, I don't say no to some products. Like, bread is, I can't talk about bread. I can only talk about shoes and makeup. I can talk about anything if I'm happy and it's funny and, I feel it.
Yeah. And how about last person? And then I leave the floor to you. So, there's a lot of talking about influencers like clicks. So influencers suggesting other influencers to support each other.
Yeah.
How important these and how you direct your click.
I have 2 friends, so it's very hard. That works because, of course, you're sharing your followers with other people. It's not okay. So I can't do it because I'm just a very private, closed person. I'm not super friendly. So
Doesn't seem so.
I know I'm faking it, but some you see some influencers commenting on everyone's post, and that's super powerful because everybody sees your name and everybody sees her. You're like, who is she? She's commenting. Some influencers will go under Justin Bieber's post and write, "Oh, it was great seeing you yesterday. Had so much fun." Just because people then will click their name and be like, "Is she friends with Justin Bieber?" And I swear it works. You grow so much if you do that, but you look ridiculous. So there's also that. But it does work because again, it's about trust. I will suggest someone who I think has great content and is of value. I don't care about the numbers, I care about the trust and, if I'm believable or not. But definitely that works, And, I'm also maybe too snobby on Instagram. It's great to comment on other people's stuff if they're doing well, and if you're liking their product, and if you're liking, what they're doing, yeah, comment, do that. But it can't be fake and continuous and pretending you're friends with Madonna, that's crazy.
Okay. That makes sense. So guys, it's your turn now. Let's start and then eventually I have some questions, but I want to leave the floor to you. No.
Hi, thank you so much for being with us tonight and for all the insights. Very, very interesting. In fact, I would have a question related to the business side, but I guess it's a bit more lengthy, and I'm anticipating that also many of us would have a similar question to you, Julia, specifically. Could you tell us more about your personal development as an influencer? At what point did you realize that it's not only about posting nice pictures on Instagram, but you also saw that as an opportunity to earn money? And also, as brands started contacting you, was it that you immediately established a business relationship with them, or also you continued to do that for, I would say, aesthetic purposes?
So I realized this was going to be a job definitely the moment I got my first email where a company asked me
to promote their products. And I realized then and there that my communication and my creativity had a value. So it really took somebody else to let me know that it had a value. I didn't realize by myself. So it really did take a company telling me, like, Julia, we love what you're doing. We want to pay you to be a part of this. At the time, I had less collaborations, and they were really all paid. I never did it in exchange of, just an aesthetic purpose. Especially because when you're really small, it's maybe harder to get brands that give you a value aesthetically, or as like a luxury brand can give you like a cool vibe. But now, definitely, I do some collaborations because they're just cool and I love them. But it did take a company telling me that we want to pay you. I never said, oh, let's hope that I get an email, or that's what I want to do. I want to get paid for this. It was just very natural for me to post stuff and write stuff and be funny. Like, to me, what makes me happy is to see your laugh while I'm talking. Like, that's what I want to do. And then if somebody tells me we'll pay you to do that, it makes me super happy. Did I answer your question? Yeah. I have a question. Do any of you guys want to do my job at some point? And eventually, how many of you want to be part of an agency? I'm just curious. So, by a show of hands, how many want to do my job? Maybe none of you want to do either, so that's fine.
Don't be shy.
I won't.
So you guys are, how many want to be part of an agency? Okay. And the rest, they want to do ballet or their group or something else? I'm kidding, okay. It's a pretty cool job, huh?
Other questions?
I actually have a question for Stefania. How do you see the future of influencer marketing, especially right now where micro-influencers are proliferating?
I think micro-influencer will be important in the future. But what I think will be the most important thing in the future is transparency. And I'm sure a lot of influencers that are now in the market, because they're going to disappear because either they're fake or they don't really bring anything to the brands or their audience. So I think at one point many of them will disappear. And for us as an agency, in a way it's going to be more difficult maybe to find these micro influencers, or now we also talk about nano influencers, but at the same time it's going to be more real. Really small. It really depends, like 10,000 followers.
I asked who wants to do my job and who wants to do your job, but it's funny because how I see my future is expanding like vertically and doing your job. So I'm
going to apply. We have open positions.
I know, from home. Like, I don't know, to the office.
We also do home office.
Yeah.
And you can also take your dog.
Take my dogs?
Yeah, I take my dog.
So, like for sure for me it's important since a lot of companies will pay you just to post, but I feel like I'm doing a lot of work sometimes when you're not involved. I'm doing a lot of creative work, so I want to be a part of it before they pick me. I want to like create the process of how are we going to promote the product and be a part of it, or maybe not even be a part of it and just be like, oh, I have experience and I'm telling you you should promote the product like this. Then you should pick this guy, or this guy, but that's for sure how I see it with my job evolving. Because maybe when I'm 45, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to be talking every day. Why do you say 45? I
don't know, because it's no, because like I'm thinking, for how long do I want to do this? Maybe 45, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. No reason.
Any questions?
Hi, so I had a question for Julia, actually. I saw some content creators, different from you, actually, in YouTube, for example, then as soon as they turned 30, they were, okay, I'm not going to stay in YouTube forever, I will do some other kind of jobs. And I feel like you already said something now about this, but if you can say more about the fact that most of influencers are young, really young, and how is it growing up?
I mean, I feel like when you're young, it's fun and it's new and it's fresh and you love people's attention and you give that great value. But when you're young, you give attention, great value from even just in school, your friends and everything. But when you grow older, you realize that value is in other places and not just attention. So I don't get a thrive out of like attention. Well, a little bit still, but like I don't. There's maybe you start losing interest in that and you're more interested in personal projects and things that are important just for you. So it's normal that maybe some people can do it for a longer time, others, for less, others it stresses them out so much. Some people, we were talking about people that come out of like reality shows, they're not content creators, they just have a lot of attention from a TV platform and they find themselves there. So then they have to feed all this attention and they don't know how. So of course they get tired of it really quickly because they're not driven by that. But I feel like, I love communicating, so in some way I will do it. I will always communicate it in some matter or form. And maybe I'll start writing and I'll just, stop doing stuff on Instagram. Maybe I'll, start doing stuff on the radio, but that's, that's my job. But it's normal that at some point, you change, you evolve, and the job evolves with you, and you can't do the same thing that a 15-year-old girl does. I'm not going to start dancing on music. I don't even know. I tried. It doesn't work. I don't know how to start it, and now it changed name. What is it called now? Music.ly is something else. Look, I'm not going to. I'm told that.
Hi.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure you're aware that Instagram is taking a change into making it less competitive by trying to remove the number of likes, as in you can't see how many likes you can get. And they're actually going to start testing it soon in Canada. So as an influencer or in the business, how do you think this is going to affect your everyday activities? Or are you going to transition in some way? Because it's going to be kind of hard to determine how much you're performing or if it's working. I don't know.
I know what you mean, but I will be able to see my likes. And when I have a sponsor and I tag my sponsor, they will be able to see my likes. So the public won't be able to see them. Like if this, if this is going to get applied or be applied. So am I right? Like the company that sponsors my post will be able to see my interactions as they are now. So if I do paid posts, the company that pays for the post, they can see my interactions. You can only see the likes, but if a post is paid, they can see my interactions. So it's great because the user sometimes is really influenced by the number of likes. Like how many times have you seen a profile of this uninteresting person and you were like, what? She has 400,000 followers? Let's follow her.
That's very true.
Yeah? So I think I have good content, so I'm not really scared. But maybe other people should be scared. I don't know. But still, the company that pays for your post, they're going to see the interaction and the value that you generated for sure. So I think it's good. Kanye West really loves it. He talks about it a lot. And he's crazy, but sometimes he's smart.
Thanks.
From a sales perspective, how can I, as a founder, for example, figure out what works on social media and what doesn't? So what kind of data, for example, are you looking at in order to determine which post is specifically successful, or how can you create better posts, essentially?
Are you asking, you're asking
Both of them, if possible.
Okay, so what kind of like data are they looking for?
What are you looking for? Let's start with you.
When you are satisfied, when you say okay, it's been exercised.
Well, us as an agency, what we look at is, as I said, like the number of people that have been reached, the number of impressions, and we usually try to make an average. So let's say we're sponsoring a product, a brand with influencer A. We want to make sure that our post, the post we're promoting, is getting the same attention than the other sponsored posts that influencers is publishing.
Well, it depends, if there is a swipe up, I will look at how many people are swiping up, and if there's a tag, I'm going to look at how many people, clicked on it. Because sometimes if I know that the product isn't strong, I will try to write something really funny, so the post will still go very well, but it's because I am funnier than the product is nice. So it's great for me, but it's not so great for the product because I know that the interaction is because of what I'm writing, right? So definitely with swipe ups, I screenshot messages of my followers telling me like, oh, I bought the product and I love it, it's great, I'm using it, and I send them to the company and telling them like, thank you because you have a great product, and that helps me a lot. If I'm promoting something cool that people like, they'll love me even more. I love that. So definitely that. So I will really see. It doesn't mean if a post has 100,000 likes, it doesn't mean that people love the product. Maybe they love something else about your picture. So of course I want posts to have highlights, but not every post with highlights means the product is being appreciated and worked.
Okay, and as a creator, really, how are you trying to approach this overall topic of creating content that is also reaching the masses? Because Facebook is also trying to only deliver content that is relevant to a person. So you probably also need to, let's say, play this algorithm. How do you figure that out?
I don't want to reach the masses though. I want to reach my target. Like, if I wanted to increase my male audience, I could just start posting I don't know, I'd be really uncomfortable bikini pictures and butts and stuff, and that would increase my male audience. But I don't need to increase my male audience because guys aren't buying enough lipsticks yet. So I am interested in increasing my target. So I will do stuff that I know my target likes, and I know that it will bring interest towards me for that reason. But I don't. If you want to, get to the masses, then you can go on Grande Tapelo and take your pants off. That's for sure gonna work. But that doesn't help me in my job,
Other questions?
I can't believe nobody wants to do my job. It's it's the best. You're crazy. It's the best thing ever. I get to travel so much. I get to meet so many cool people. You, all you guys. It's a great job.
Can I ask how many want to do my job?
Yeah. Okay.
Not a fair congratulations.
Regarding this topic that nobody wanting to actually do your job, how do you make
Fine, more money for me.
Too bad on you. How do you make your job and your private life work? Let's say you have to go grocery shopping. How many times do you get stopped to get a photo?
I love that. It's fine. I'm at 500,000 followers. If I go out, yeah, I'll meet people, but you educate your followers and you attract people that are like you. I'm a very I feel like I'm polite and I feel like I'm private. And my followers sometimes will just ciao, that's it. Oh, can we take a picture? Sure. But they don't harass me, they don't annoy me. Because people think like, oh, you have so many little girls following you. No, like you guys are my target. It's like girls that go to university, not like crazy maniacs, you know? So it's fine. I love meeting my followers because they're like me and I'm not annoyed at all. For example, I've had a boyfriend for 3 years. Nobody has ever taken a picture of him when I'm with him. Like, never. And so many girls met him because they don't even care, because you don't show him, and he's cute. Just want to make sure. So, because if you don't give out that vibe, you don't receive it back. So I don't share some stuff. They don't ask, they don't care. Maybe, yeah, you're curious, but that's really it. So you draw the line. You know, if you use like, if you're rude and you say bad words, that's how your followers are going to interact with you. And if you're not, that's how they're going to interact with you. That's it. So it's easy. It's like, you kind of set the rules, I think.
Making boundaries.
Yeah, of course, there are some times where that doesn't work. It's not science, but
it's also true that you cannot control the numbers. So you're right. Now you are 500,000, so it's a reasonable size. Then when it will become, and it will become larger, because the more the more you are exposed to different audiences. Also, you cannot control everything, right? So you're partnering with brands that do not really overlap, like happen with your audiences. So there will be more followers that they will find.
Yeah, but I'm not like running after and growing so much.
I know, and this is clear, but then, if it grows at a certain
It's harder. And also it's less personal because I can make some jokes and I know my followers will get those jokes because they know me. But if I'm talking to, 10 million people, if they see me on a nice car, it's not going to be perceived the same as 500,000 people seeing it on a nice car. I don't get comments like, like, we're getting all this money to do all this stuff like that, negative. I don't get it because my audience is like growing slowly and they come look for me and they know me. But in a bigger audience, of course, you get all that negativity that also pulls back your creativity, which sucks. That's also why I'm also scared of growing because I'm afraid it's going to pull me back a lot because then you're exposed to all these people that I don't want to be exposed to because I want to be free and be funny and do whatever, so it's...
No, it's again, it's a tricky line that you need to control and you can control up to a point.
Yes.
Not necessarily, there might come people who want that.
Yeah. You can control it in a way where you're like, oh, I'm not going to go do this TV show because it's going to expose me to an audience that I don't want. And of course, it's tricky sometimes because when you do something that makes you grow in numbers, you get paid a lot more. So you have to kind of decide what's more important, exactly. And also exposing your private life is great. Some people are comfortable with doing it, they love it, but it comes with a lot of negative stuff, horrifying stuff that I don't want to deal with. So,
Other questions? So, yes.
Hi, I have a question for Julia. So thank you for your presentation. Somehow you have touched the point related to my question, but I wanted to ask you, when you started, did you have a clear strategy about the story that you wanted to tell about yourself and the people you wanted to target?
Yeah, I had an ideal audience, and I think I managed to capture that audience. And I didn't have a strategy, but I had I had an ideal audience. I know I wanted to talk to girls. I know I wanted to talk to girls that were my age, and that girls that were curious and they loved to discover stuff and travel, and I think that's my audience because I see it in my comments and I see it in my DMs. So I have an audience. I don't have a strategy, but yeah.
How did it come out with the idea of teaching English?
That just came out really naturally because when I always watch stuff in original language, and when I'm with some friends that maybe haven't studied in an American school or don't speak fluent English, I tell them like, you know what this means? And they're like, no. And I'm like, how can you watch something and not know what it means? Because people are lazy. They're just like, And then, you know, automatically I was like, I have to tell my followers what they're missing, all this stuff, you know? So, yeah, it's normal, because also all my life I watched stuff in English, and then when I moved to Milan from Paris, I started watching stuff in Italian, and I was like, I have to, like, you know, and it's fun, and I love language, so it's natural. You know.
Another question. A tricky question for you. We have on the basis. The passport.
Are there any other questions? I think. No? Okay. So I want to thank the guests again. I want to thank Julia, and I want to thank Stefania, and Professor Julia again. I want to thank you, all of you guys, for being here. And since this is the last event of our year, with Nani, so I want to thank the probably guys, Helen, who will take the lead, Carla, Gianmarco, and all of you guys, marketing team, Garen, that is back there. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you again.